Hello guys, today we are going to be showing you how to start off as a beginner in Nocturne, which is a library over in a fan game on Roblox. Right? Number one, you should be importing the codes from the Discord. I will have the Discord's link in bio, and you just copy paste the codes right here. Second of all, you want to get a good key page. Right? Key pages are what you use to actually get your abilities. Right? I'll show you how you just gamble for one. Right? They're pretty good. There is a bunch of key pages in the game. I do not have all of them yet, but I'm working on getting all of them. But the one that I would recommend as a beginner that is easy to get would either be the Brotherhood of Iron or a newbie cleanup agent. Both are very strong, and I will show you why now. Right, once you get a good one that you feel like you are comfortable with, right, what you want to do is you want to go to the biometric upgrader, get K-Corp injections for HP. That's why I have 50. There are some custom pages that you can get with crafting. The only one I do not have yet is fins because it's kind of hard to get. But it's okay. I'll show you. I'll grind for him as we speak. But first off, right, you want to try the hardest, the first hard part you will get to is office fixers, which they're not fun, but you can get through them if you follow this little step-by-step tutorial. Right? What you would want to do, right, is you want to first turn use Dimensional Rift on whatever has the most dice that you know you can beat. Like, because of how high this is rolling, we could beat that guaranteed. But because we got load speed value, we had to fight this one, which we kill in one turn, and then we take the damage, which, as you would see, you would have, I think, 20 to 30 HP at the start, so you would live it, and then you would just be able to use Rip Space. Which, yes, it does get stronger the more charge you have, so use it when you're high on charge. Right? That'll be like your first hard level if you don't use the codes. So I would recommend using the codes very much. So, next is, right, Finn. He looks hard, but he's kind of a fraud. Right? You just want to clash with him with your proper dice and try to keep your light high. Right? This is where you want to keep your light, right? It's taking a second because it needs to calculate how much charge I get. But, right, this is where you can see your light, and each page has their light cost right next to them. So, spam energy cycle whenever you have it because it's free light. Right, and we lose, so we take 4 damage. It's okay. And then if we have a card named Rip Space, that's not Rip Space, that's Dimensional Rift. We'll just use Ripple to finish this off. And then this will kill. It's going to take a little bit though, but he will die. Right. Then, if you want, you could grind for Finn's page. I don't know how good it is. Personally, I don't think it's probably worth it because of how hard it is. But I will show you the main part of what you want. If you pull Lantern, right, the Lantern is the best for what I'm about to show you. So make sure you have Lantern. If you have Lantern, you can solo this. If you don't, then it's okay. But you'll need to have a couple friends or just some randoms. Right. This is for the Solomon Met thing. Or the Solomon Met page. Which I know a lot of people will want. Right? First turn, he's using that, which, because of how Lantern works, we tank it. Because it's only 6 damage. Next, what we want to do So we're going to use Flashing Lure, because we do not have Thou Shall Nibble Thee. And Flashing Lure will heal us, and also make it so we don't take as much damage. That's going to do 4 damage, and this, whatever this rolls, that's going to do just 2 damage, which is fine. Next on the thing, right? We're just going to skip turn, get some more light, and that's 4 damage, which is okay. Completely and utterly okay. We want to take the 4 damage, and then we want to use Flashing Lure. If this wins Clash, we are in very good shape. If it loses, we are in pretty bad shape. It's okay. We're not going to die soon, but I would also recommend to be at 40 HP guaranteed, or 50. Funeral Harem is okay, but you could either clash with this, which I'm going to do because I need to get some more HP, or you could not because of how high it rolls. It just depends on how you want to play. He is weak to blunt, that's why we're doing so much damage on the last hits. Because all of our last hits are blunt related. So what you want to do, right, whenever he uses, right, we're going to use Nibble Thee, because it's a page that barely underclashes, so we do have a decent chance of beating it, but if we do get hit by it, we can recover, and I will show you how. Right, roll in the Nom Nom Nom. You want to use that to clash this, because if this first page wins, it's okay. But then these are guaranteed wins unless you minimum roll and he high rolls. So you're going to take whatever that rolls, and then you're fine. Then you're going to check what he's using next. We just do another roll in the Nom Nom Nom. This time we win, so we get extra HP. Right, and then you are safe. Because basically, at this point, he can't do anything. He cannot shred your HP that fast, even if you have bad pages in hand. Pitiful Sorrow, we tie clash with it, but we just kill him before he could really do anything about what we do. And then bang. This is also a good way to get money. Right, but to progress through the story, I will show a couple... I will show you a couple things. But first, what we want to do, right, after you've inputted, right, I just wanted to show you guys that, but after you've imported the codes, right, you want to go to the invitations, get whatever page you have, and then get some cake upgrades up until you're about 40 HP, so you can start soloing. The ones you will have trouble with are most likely Duelist Protect, the high risk engagement, and that will be most likely it. And also these 3 and this one. But this one is going to be the hardest one you're going to have. Mostly because of just how hard it really is. Because their clash power is very high. And they take very little damage. And they also have a decent amount of HP. Right, see, look, they outclash us on the first one, which will give them defense if they win it. So we only do about 1 or 2 damage when we hit that. Aggro doesn't do anything really because of how we work. Dual Edge, right, which we can just outclash completely, which is very good because now we have all of their defense down and we can just kill them. Or at least get some HP off of them. Next, we do not want to see the ability named Warding because that is what will kill us. Because there's not a lot of pages that can clash with it. The only one that I could think of is Riskily Override. Or Overload and If you want to be more safer, I guess you could use rip space or ripple. But as you, oh, nice. But right, that will be like warding is a really strong page. I do not have the player, like I do not have the character, so I cannot show you what warding looks like. But to be honest, warding is scary. So I could see you having a little trouble with that. Right, just to show you, I'll just use newbie cleanup agent to show you, like, to do it properly instead of just using my good character to, just solo it, right? You could always just do this really easy and just do it with friends, but I did it personally just completely solo. Alright. This is the scary card, Warding. It has really high clashes, and it does very mean damage. Alright, this is most likely the only card page in the deck that could clash with it properly and also kill them before it hits, but you are gonna take a lot of damage if you mess up. Like, you are basically, like, I'm basically dead by now. So, personally, I would just not clash like that, but because of, I just wanted to show you how it can massively backfire. We're going to use skip turn because it's just your shield. And also now we have a rip up. Dimensional riff, we have 3 energy, we could just overcharge. You have higher clash power, so we're basically guaranteed to win this, and then he dies this turn. So as long as you're using your cards properly and get decently lucky on your draws, you are completely safe for most of this game. This game isn't terribly hard. Right, and then we'll show you, right, these are when you start needing legendary card, like decks. Right, I'm just gonna show you real quick. Right, because if you try to use newbie cleanup agent, which is one of the easiest cards to get in the game, you will start to struggle, like heavily struggle. Even with my 50 HP, which is close to max, maximum is 60 if I remember correctly, you'll see me struggle a little. Right, because these roll decently high and there's a bunch of them. Right, as you can see, 6, 2. Luckily, we have no weaknesses with this character because of just how decent they are. They're a very strong character. We're gonna use Overcharge. We can't use even Overcharge because of how Overcharge works. So what we want to use is we want to use an energy cycle to get into a Rippler into hand. We tank it, and then we just have to throw back some damage. Because energy cycle is the only good page that we have in hand right now. But as you can see, we're most likely going to lose this because of just how much HP and how many there are. No, we'll just do this as a little suicide bomb. Because I'm not going down without killing one of them. As you can see, though, Overcharge is a very strong page as long as you don't get hit after it. Cut in, then we just get killed by this because of it gives you that fragile, which does not help your HP at all. Right? If you guys want a more reliable thing to do, right, to do that with, there's 3 pages I could recommend personally. First key page I could recommend is LR2 Cleanup Agent. Right? It has all the same pages, but it just doesn't take as much. It has better, like, resistances. As you can see, it takes less damage to slashing, which is nice. What you could also use as a lantern, but to be fair, they take extra on blunt. And next is Y Association, because if I remember correctly, they only take extra on Pierce, and their page isn't bad. Pierre's is not the best, but not terrible for it because of the fact of it has blunt resistance and also it has some okay rolling pages. Solemn Lament I cannot recommend for it because it takes extra blunt, but you shouldn't even have Solemn Lament by that time. Chainsaw Fixer isn't the absolute worst, but it is not good for this. If I remember correctly, he isn't bad. Yeah, he isn't bad. He has a lot of resiliences, and also his cards actually can keep up. So I wouldn't, if I had to, I would use him. Or LR2, or Library 2 Cleanup Agent. Because of it has Leap, it has Energy Cycle, it has a very vast amount of good cards for cheap. Rats aren't worth using at that point because also they have some pretty bad resistances, even though that thing is mainly blunt. Right? But it's just not good character. It's just not a good character because of how low they roll. Like, yes, all their pages are 0 cost, which, yes, are very nice, but there's other problems with them, like, all their rolls are 1 to 6. Like, 1 to 6, 1 to 6, 1 to 4, 1 to 4, 1 to... Like, this is the only card that isn't using light, and that's Gush Harvester, that I would use. Iron Brother, right, is kind of okay. It just depends on how you use them. This is my first ever key page that I got, which is very strong if you have a team. Because there's this card right here, Blade Twirling, and it hits very hard, but you have to have a team to get up 3 light, because it just doesn't have enough light regen by itself. So, what we're gonna do, right, is show you how you actually beat that area. Right, you want to go to key pages. If you have LR2, use LR2, which we're going to show how to do. Right, we're going to press create. We're going to go clear to backstreets, body augmentations. You either use this or a lantern, which I'll show you with lantern because this is a little bit harder, but if you can do it with this, you're fine. Also, if you have LR3 cleanup agent, you should use them instead, but I do not have them yet. What you want to do is you want to kill the weakest one first. And you want to hope for them to min roll like that. Zolul is the weakest one right now. And we're going to kill him with a rip space, most likely. No, we do not even have the speed, so what we're going to do is we're just going to use our rewire on whoever is going to hit us first, which is him. And then we just get more charge for rip space to hit hard. Then we take 2 damage from loosen up, and then 2 from that, and then 2 from that. We're okay. Right then, right, we're going to use rip space on Zeal, which is what we want to do. Right, this will kill. We're going to take the loosen up, and we're going to take the send off, but as you can see now, the damage we take is going to be a lot lower per turn. We have to give up this turn. We have to do this turn, which sucks, but we kind of have to. But we take less damage because of what character we're using for the first hit, and then cut in will only hit for pretty weak. Right, the attack we're going to do is this, because this will do more damage than cut in. So we gotta make sure we deal with it. which we're gonna have to take the second one, which sucks because we may die because of just how low HP we have. Hmm. 10 to 15. At max, we don't kill, but we do a lot. I think our best play right now is just to do this. And never mind, we might be dead. We take 4 damage, but this cannot kill no matter what. But now we are in a very bad situation, because if none of them evade, we just die this turn. Theoretically, we somehow can live this, but we're going to have to deal with this first. We got unlucky, which sucks, but it's tough to say, but we're going to have to retry. But what you mainly want to do is you just want to make sure you're not taking as much damage as possible, and you kill the first guy as fast as possible. In a perfect world, they'll both overlap. So, right, what we're first going to do, right, is Zeal. Right, he's the one with the lowest HP. We want to kill him, like, as fast as possible. We're going to use Dimensional Rift to build up Light. Or, not Light, but Charge. Because it's one of the best charge building pages in our hand. Then we got to use Leap because on Zeal again. But it got intercepted, which is fine. Which this extra speed will be nice, and also it gave us a little bit more charge. And now we're gonna rip space. Who could take a rip space? Like, who will die from a rip space right about now? We could use one. We could. Yeah, we're gonna chance this. Hit him with. We're gonna hit Dino with a rewrite and hope that we roll high, but we didn't roll high enough. Twice? Ugh, that's not good. So we need to kill someone this turn, guaranteed. So we need to use Rip Space. He has the most HP. So what we'll do is we'll use it on Dino. We're gonna have to take the damage from whatever these two are, which isn't bad damage. Never mind, that's really bad damage. Ooh, ow! We just die here because just how we got kind of messed with again, which theoretically we don't die if we get lucky here. So we attack Zool. And we got lucky there. We live on 1 HP. I mean, yes, that's considered to be the lucky event here. Now we guaranteed die, but eh. Theoretically, we could kill him, but the other guy's just gonna finish us off unless they, like, don't attack, which, eh. As you can see, you need to have the stars to align if you want to do it with this character. But just to show it's possible, I will do it one more time and do it properly. I'll do it one more time to try to show you, but trust me, if I don't do it, you can. You just have to have either 60 HP or have the stars align a little. Right, you never use overcharge with this character. Or at least on this. What we want to do, right, is if we clash this. Right, because 6... Right, we want to clash this one. Two damage is okay. want them to roll low. Cut in rolled 8, which isn't nice. 12. Dang. Okay, can I get some mercy here, game? We got pretty bad cards, I'm not gonna lie. Because we have nothing for charge generation, so we cannot charge up a rip space. So what I personally recommend for this is Lantern. But the Lantern or any legendary card could most likely get through this easily. What I really need right now is not another rip space. If I use Overcharge, I'm basically dead. Unless they do their evade move. So we're gonna have to use Ripple on Zalude. Which didn't kill because we got unlucky. And now we're just gonna lose because we got very unlucky, and unless we somehow get insanely lucky after this, which we don't because we got another overcharge, so we're just gonna reset. We're just lose here. So anyway, what you want, right, in the perfect world, you would want to have a friend joining you as like another W Corp member. But it's not a perfect world, so it's whatever. But in my personal opinion, what I would recommend is have a friend who will play this with you, or just have one of the best pages in the game, which is Lantern, because it heals self every turn, or just be at max HP when you want to do this. I'm sadly not, so I cannot showcase the strategy properly, but that's it. So thank you guys for watching this, and thank you guys for watching, and I will be showing you how to speedrun Solemn Movement next time. Bye bye.